Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome to Prom. Monster Prom. It's like prom, but with monsters. So just with the same amount of anxiety and awkwardness, except now Medusa is potentially your date. I think. I've only kind of watched the video for this a long time ago, and it looked really cool. And I've only now kind of gotten around to sitting down and playing it, so let's see where it goes. Also, there's apparently a sequel Kickstarter? I suppose I'll check that out in my own time. In the meantime... Oh, yeah. In the meantime, let's go in. Do we want voice interjections, yay or nay? Sure, we'll have awesome voice effects. Now, apparently this is a multiplayer game, which is not expected, considering... I don't know, I think I assumed this was kind of like a dating simulator type thing. But right now it's just... We're gonna do a full game. Not a small snake, but a big snake. Spooky high school. The sweetest years of our lives. Back then we were young and unafraid. Sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. I remember high school. I did no such stuff. I did not discover who I really was till much later. Back in high school, I was just shy. Very painfully shy. But who am I in this game? Am I Shadow Man? Firestarter? Frankenstein's monster? Bride of Frankenstein? You know, I suppose if I had to relate to any of these just visually, like red is super cool, but I probably would relate most to blue. Because green seems really tough, orange seems really smart. I was neither, so I'll go with blue. It's interesting, I'm not going to bother with the name, that's fine. You can choose your pronoun. Ooh, I didn't realize, he, she, and they. I didn't realize this game had non-binary choices as well. Which makes me kind of wonder whether, when we actually get to prom, whether there are also non-gendered choices in regards to clothing to wear. But we'll see when we get there.
Let's go.
And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 6 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 6 most charismatic classmates, Miranda Vanderbilt, a sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. Wait, I assumed this was high school, but if Damien is 21 and Miranda is 19, this sounds like a different sort of education going on. Damien LeVay, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Scott Howell, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart. Liam de Linecourt, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid that he was truly a lovable dork.
Yay!
Polygeist, a party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things.
What?
And Vera Oberlin, a mean self-made gorgon with a merciless sense of business. I am not interested in taking any of these people to prom. I will go alone. It was clear it had to be one of them. But who? We only had 6 weeks to choose our prom date. And even more daunting, we only had 6 weeks to woo them and conquer their hearts. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Alright. Welcome to the Monster Prom stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more, we're now using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom stupidest pop quiz ever, trademarked. We'll throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character's stats. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. How very persona of you, Monster Prom. You build a 100-foot statue commemorating an event so that in 1,000 years, archaeologists can learn something about the people of our time. What does the statue represent? Your least favorite political figure being devoured by rabid rhinoceri, which are also covered in badass tattoos. That glorious instant when your friends stopped you from texting embarrassing stuff to your ex while hella drunk. Or that mind-blowing twist in your favorite TV show that clearly changed the life of everyone forever, unlike all that boring stuff they show in the news. Okay. Do I want our people to be remembered for how we dealt with people we didn't like? For how our friends stopped ourselves from doing stupid stuff? Or how our entertainment was more important to us than our actual political lives? I mean, really, looking at life today, this will date when this will tell you when I recorded this video, but there are more people tweeting about the coffee cup in Game of Thrones than the new abortion laws in Alabama. So the mind-blowing twist in your favorite TV show would probably be the most accurate representation of people today. But is that how I want us to be remembered? Okay, so I got 50 creative. Democracy is just broken. What would be the best way of choosing the leaders of the modern society? Whoever can play the most heartbreaking violin solo wins. Now here's the question. Do tiny violins count? You put all the candidates in an empty room with a wild grizzly bear. Whoever kills the bear should be our president. If everyone dies, then it's obvious. The bear should be our president. Oh, this is good. We create a reality show called America's Next Top President, where the candidates compete in all kinds of physical and mental challenges. Voter turnout would increase and we would turn a profit on it. Actually, that sounds much more interesting than how we currently choose the president, so I'll go with that. So I got 50 fun points. What would be a killer accessory? Sunglasses at night. A fabulous purse made from the skin of your worst enemy. Coolness itself. You don't even have an accessory, but the sheer coolness just coming off of your aura is an accessory. Shiny armor, fancy brass knuckles, or a necklace with your own name in case you forget. You know, I'm gonna have to go with coolness itself. Like sunglasses you could lose. That purse will get old and unfashionable. Shiny armor will dull. Brass knuckles might be illegal in your state. And a necklace with your own name, that's a little bit much. But if you're cool, if your aura just exudes coolness. Yeah, okay. So that actually kind of links to the people, to the monsters I'm expected to woo in this monster prom. So I'm kind of smart, not so bold, pretty creative, not so charm, got a lot of fun, a little bit of money. Huh. So what do I want to do with my time? Do I want to go to the bathroom? To the library? The auditorium? I will go to the auditorium. That day while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have descended to give you figurative oral sex. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school plays standards. Again, the high school? Like, these kids are like 21 years old. Like, how long have we been in high school? Although I guess this is Monster High School, so... You look up to find Liam and Scott waving their phones in each other's faces. What about this one? Nah, I definitely swiped left on that one, bro. But this is my best picture. But it's not even a picture of you. It's just a photo of a stop sign wearing a top hat. Because he's a vampire and he can't take any photos of... it's artistic. I don't know, maybe if it was a picture of a fire hydrant. Well, it's not as if your pictures are in any way superior. What are you even doing in this one? Smiling? See, unacceptable. But I like smiling. Are you sure it's wrong? Of course I am. Look, I'll even bring in an impartial third party. You're renowned for your Tinder success. What's your secret? I don't just smile with my face, I also draw a smiley face on my bare chest. I shock and amaze them with my custom Instagram filter, Sepia Mustache Enigma. You know, I don't do filters. Like, I tried out filters and they're kind of interesting, but I try to focus on just the non-filtered image, so... Whoa, dude, that's like 6 times as many smiles! It's 2 times as many. Bro, who has time for math at a time like this? I gotta go find a Sharpie. This is gonna be like that time I passed out at the football party, except with smiles instead of dicks. That is technically correct. You wish you were as easy to please as Scott. You gain +2 creativity and +1 fun. Okay, here's the thing. This is just a prom date.
Let's go.
Like, I'm not necessarily trying to woo somebody for all time. Ooh. And I can choose which chair to sit at. Now, I'm kind of interested in Polygeist. I don't remember who she is. She's supposed to be murderous. He's supposed to be fiery. He's dumb. I forget what her description was. And I forget what her description was. I've already met him. And I've already met him. So Catgirl, this table, or this table are probably my best choices. Huh. Let's sit with Blue. You're just trying to enjoy a meal in peace when space untwists itself to reveal the interdimensional prince.
My love.
Most glorious hero, thank the squid star I found you. I've been confounded by the most fiendish riddle, a riddle that has vexed me for days, nay weeks, the riddle of how to change the ringtone on my new smartphone. This interface is more torturous than my palace labyrinth. For real, you grab the prince's phone. Change his ringtone to Butts, Butts, Butts. All about those butts. By the Booty Bros. My hero, what seems difficult to me is trivial to you, and you even guessed which ringtone I desired. A true all-time classic from the 6th dimension. There is only one way I can repay you, by bestowing upon you a superpower of your choice. I can do that. I'm the prince of another dimension. I can do all kinds of crazy things you don't know about. All kinds of crazy things besides use his phone, apparently, and it really only gives you 2 superpower options. Whew. Do I want telepathy, or an ass that won't quit? See, okay, so if I got telepathy, I could read people's minds, presumably. But then that would also require me to control that process. I might be reading people's minds when I don't want to. Whereas an ass that won't quit, people work hard to get that, and some of them don't. For some people, an ass that won't quit is on that same level as achieving telepathy. So I'm going to go with an ass that... No, I'm going to go with telepathy. The prince whacks you on the head with his telepathy rod, granting you access to the minds of others. Right in the middle of a high school cafeteria at lunchtime, you are overwhelmed with images. A goblin's butt problems, a genie's foot fetish, 2 swamp creatures imagining each other naked. It's too much. You plead with the prince to downgrade your ability to telepathy, but only when you're drunk. Very well, your wish is my command. Perfect. Now you have an excuse to get drunk before every quiz. Until now it is just... Until now it was just regular alcoholism. Wow, I cannot speak. You gain +4 smarts despite the loss of brain cells. I think I probably would have been better off with an ass that won't quit.
Let's go.
Alright, let's hang out with Kat.
Hey, stranger.
Welcome to my little shop. Buy some shit. I have some shit that will boost your stats. Shit that will lead you into stupid new adventures. Even some shit that might be much needed at some very specific moments. So take a look. What is this? Hype station. A corpse. It's like a fashion accessory? It's not as if I'm trying to dispose of it. I am too poor. High school social life is so hard nowadays that hiring a PR agent is totally a thing. I am too poor to hire I need $6 to hire a PR agent. A sexy fake Latin accent? Why? The hottest thing is being yourself, honey, but a Latin accent is a close second, to be honest. A motivational poster. Creativity, happy little accidents. A Russian novel with an insightful approach to universal matters, such as love and death. So that's basically Tolstoy, I guess. Some impractical yet kind of funny glasses. Fake badass tattoo, no thanks. The gift that keeps on giving. See, I'm wise enough to know when a gift needs given. A blanket with 2 holes. Literally just a white blanket with 2 eye holes in it. You'd have to be an idiot to mistake this for a ghost costume, but most of our classmates are idiots. Okay, let's get out of here. What a weirdo. Human interaction is so last year. Alright. Wait, this is the entire week 2 morning? Alright. Let's go to the auditorium again, because it appears that I've decided I'm a stage person. So... That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you do a terrific job at acting. You act so hard that some of your classmates in the audience throw roses at you. 7 roses to be exact. Damn, roses aren't a valid currency or stat in this game. Anyway, you check your converter app to see if this could translate into something a bit more useful. It seems that 7 roses equals 2 creativity points. Sweet. And here comes Liam ranting to anyone who will listen about the failings of living flesh. I have had such pity for creatures that have to consume things other than blood. Grocery shopping, cooking, chewing, it's a nightmare. No wonder there are so many fad diets. People don't want to have to choose what they eat. Like, have you heard of the Matryoshka diet? You eat a tapeworm, and then you eat a bigger tapeworm to swallow that tapeworm. And so on until all of your organs are replaced by tapeworms. It's usually fatal, but the corpses do look fabulous.
It's Polly!
It's Polygeist. Oh man, that brings back memories. The Matryoshka diet is how I died. I miss fad diets. I used to get up to the stupidest shenanigans just to get my hands on the latest food replacements. Whoa, are you guys talking about fad diets? Sign me up. I'll do anything that'll get me more ripped. Anything. Let's see. Have you heard of the Imhotep cleanse? It's where you only eat things that come from a mummy. Mummies are rare, so you get super skinny. Plus, you get to rob tombs. You've heard of the polio diet. Now try the Jurassic diet. You can't eat anything that isn't a dinosaur. Killing a T-Rex alone will get you super buff. Okay, so the Imhotep cleanse seems extremely terrible. And technically, if you could kill a T-Rex, you would be super buff to do so. So I would say the Jurassic diet would probably work. But you might go starving if there are no dinosaurs. Also, if there are dinosaurs, people getting attached to the Jurassic diet might kill off all the dinosaurs. Hey Scott, didn't you say Hey Scott, didn't you say had a time machine? I think they're missing a word there. That diet would be perfect for you. I do, but Coach gave it to me on the condition that I only use it to go back in time and win all the games we lost. I'm not going to jeopardize my deep relationship with Coach just to get hecka swole in history times. Plus, the last time I used it, I ended up in a time that looked exactly like the present, and I never figured out how to go back. It turns out the time machine is just a cardboard box Coach painted "Believe in yourself" on. Everyone knows time travel isn't real, or is it? In any case, you lose 2 charm and 1 boldness. Damn it. I'm not as bold as I used to be. I'm not as charming as I could be.
Let's go.
Alright. Let's hang out with, let's see, we met Polygeist. She's just a store. I don't remember who he is. Actually, let's hang out with these two. As you approach the table, you see Vera delicately lifting a forkful of quinoa to her mouth. She brings lunch from home. When... Food fork 6-8! Who did we deliciate? Deliciate? Eating, yay, eating! Ah, Scott, what on earth are you doing? I'm cheerleading you to help you be the best eater in the whole school. What caused this obsession with cheerleading me through mundane activities that require no cheerleading? Everything requires cheerleading, silly. That's why we have cheerleaders for our cheerleaders. But I can see my cheerleading's not working. You haven't eaten anything yet. That's because you keep startling me with your damn cheerleading. I can't eat when I'm startled. You know, I would be pretty weirded out if somebody was kind of hovering over me, cheering me on while I'm trying to eat a sandwich. No, that can't be it. I must not be cheerleading hard enough. Hey, friend, maybe you can help me. You shouldn't be cheering for Vera to eat the food. You should be cheering for the food to get eaten by Vera in the walk-in freezer. The problem is, obviously, that we aren't dressed up as a giant salad. Okay. So this is going along with, what's-his-face. And this is going along with Vera. So he's kind of a moron. He'll just go into the walk-in freezer and start cheering on the food. And then he'll put on a giant salad to wear. Oh, duh, it's just like when we cheer for the other team to lose instead of cheering for our team to win. Yes, I invented that cheerleading strategy. It gives us a huge psychological edge against teams that hate losing. I'm gonna go try it right now. Those vegetables are gonna get so inspired. Actually, here's the thing. If he runs off to the kitchen to inspire the vegetables, she brings her own food from home. So really, Scott should be going home to cheer on her kitchen. So, either way, he runs off to the kitchen to inspire the vegetables. You can still hear his muffled shouting from the back, but it's not bad.
That has been quite
Thanks, now I can enjoy this quinoa and baby tears salad without unwanted encouragement. For the next week, all the cafeteria food seems extremely eager to get in her mouth. Cheerleading really works.
Let's go.
Alright, where do I want to go now? I've gone to the auditorium a bunch of times. Let's go to library. That day, you spend some time on the library's PCs, mining some bitcoins. This is supposed to have something to do with solving algorithms and the rise of cryptocurrency, but you guess that nobody actually has any fucking idea how it really works. Usually the people I talk to about it are the people who have no idea how it works. Anyway, you gain plus 2 bitcoins, which is equal to $2 million, which unfortunately is equal to 2 monster dollars. So plus 2 money. Oh. Nearby, you can see Scott and the Wolfpack talking. Scott, we have the greatest power drink to date. Check this out, bro. Oh, I love power drinks. But wait, this new cutting-edge sports supplement is like no other before. There's no need to mix it with a beverage. You can consume it using only your nose. It's not cocaine? It's called cocaine. Yeah, cocaine. Whoa, that totally doesn't sound like your regular power drink, which definitely means it's cutting edge, just like you said. Yeah, it's like 50% energy drink, 15% protein powder, and 100% raw power. God damn it with these crazy pranks, but before you can do anything, Scott has snorted all the coke. Whoa! And he's gone full wolf mode. And now he's basically unleashed and is destroying everything he sees. You need to do something to calm him down, but what? Using your vast knowledge of aromatherapy, give him some lavender-scented cocaine to neutralize the regular scented cocaine and relax him a bit. Give him a flashy fidget spinner. You give Fierce Wolf Scott a fidget spinner. He seems to like it. He tries to spin it, but he's so high on coke that he soon grows tired of spinning it and instead wants to write a crime novel? 15 minutes and 5 chapters later, he realizes he could learn Brazilian cuisine, and then he forgets the pão de queijo he was preparing in the oven he purchased online because now he's into pottery, and now he's doing all his taxes and your taxes, and now he's starting a law firm with a ram and a heart. And now he's taken -2 charm and -1 smarts. I am not charming at all. At least I'm still kind of smart. Okay.
Let's go.
I've been to the auditorium, I've been to the library, let's go to class. That day you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain +2 smarts. Alright, so I got my smarts back. Scott strolls by, happily munching on something. Liam gapes at him, appalled. What on earth are you eating, Scott? This delicious new flavor of Fangel's potato chips. Maximum Ultimate Double Barbecue Massacre. Really, because it looks like a raw severed goat head inside the cardboard tube. Oh, yeah, I guess it does. Could have sworn it was a potato chips. Still tasty, though. Tasty? Tasty? Does wanton environmental destruction sound tasty to you? I don't know. Is that kind of jerky? No, Scott. Don't you realize that in order to harvest these goat heads, Fangles & Co. decapitate millions of innocent goats every year? But what do they do with the bodies of the goats? Nothing, it's a horrendously wasteful practice. Oh no, all those poor headless goat bodies running around and bumping into things. We have to stop them. Wait, really? I was just trying to make you feel guilty. I didn't actually have a plan of action, but if someone were to suggest one. Assemble an army of vengeful undead goat torsos sounds awesome. Write an extremely mean blog post. Ah yes, necromancy, the ultimate tool in the protesters' arsenal. Oh, can I ride a goat? Can I, huh? Of course you can ride a goat. In fact, given your size, you'll probably need to ride several. What several? Is it a really big goat? No time to explain basic concepts, Scott. We've got an invasion to orchestrate. As long as you're reanimating things, you reanimate some severed goat heads too. They'll eat anything, which totally helps you clean your room. You gain +2 creativity and +1 smarts, which are basically my main categories. I really need to up that charm, though.
Let's go.
Alright, so let us hang out with these two, because we only we hung out with Polygeist once. Or should we hang out with her? Satanic Snacks. Polly and Miranda sit together, surrounded by Miranda's customary crowd of serfs.
Whoa.
So wait, you've actually got serfs who eat for you? Well, of course, I find eating to be terribly undignified, so I almost never do it. Hey, me neither. What other kinds of crazy serfs have you got? Well, I have a serf to go to the bathroom for me, a serf to experience difficult emotions for me, and a serf for keeping my silverware in alphabetical order. I don't know if it really works that way. I even have a surfing serf for standing on top of whenever I go surfing. Wow, that's a lot of serfs. It's a fair amount. The only limit is my imagination. Unfortunately, my imagination serf imagined a way to escape from serfdom, so now I'm all out of ideas. Well, I'm sure with the help of Blue, we could probably think up a dope new kind of surf. Oh, is that so? I can't wait. Well, you're on the spot now. What will it be? A puppy surf? It's not actually a surf, it's just like 50 cute dogs. Or you should get a party surf. Or Polly should get a party surf, a surf to experience your hangovers for you. Because now that she's a ghost, she can't actually experience hangovers anymore. So I'm going to go with that one. A surf for me? I couldn't possibly. Why not? I do it all the time. But isn't it wrong to make someone else experience the negative consequences of your actions? Well, like I said, I do it all the time, and Father says I can do no wrong, therefore it's probably fine. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Let's hire a dude to deal with all my withdrawal symptoms. Hire? Polly, dearest, we don't pay our serfs. We don't? Sweet deal. Ugh. Polly hires the burliest hangover serf she can find, and the two of you go out for the night of your lives. The serf is dead in the morning from the epic hangover, but the memories are well worth the second-degree manslaughter.
Let's go.
Alright. So I went to the auditorium, the class, the library. Let's go outdoors. That day, during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. And I didn't even have that ass that didn't quit. You have no idea how it escalates so much, but at one point there are like 300 people. Someone summons demons from a nightmare dimension. The consequences might distort the fabric of reality itself, but who cares? It's a rad party. You gain +2 fun. I need charm and boldness. You're casually reading the latest issue of Monster magazine when you're rudely interrupted. See, even Blue, a sensible monster with a good head on her shoulders and at least some smarts, is reading Monster magazine. Yeah, and that's bad because we're warriors, so we need a fight. Scott takes the magazine from you and punches it. Hooray! Let's go solve another of the world's major problems. No, Scott, we're social justice warriors. You see, Blue, ever since our major success with the Fangles Goathead debacle, we've taken it upon ourselves to stand up against injustice. No, I have created a monster by punching magazines. No, Scott, as you no doubt noticed, Monster Magazine's sexiest monster alive this year is Count Victor von Musselbald, the werewolf prince bodybuilder. That makes him the 5th royal werewolf bodybuilder on the road to earn the title. What about those of us with leaner physiques? What of our representation? So now we're endeavoring to get Monster Magazine to name someone from a more marginalized community as their sexiest creature alive. We just need to figure out a way to convince them, since I guess punching the magazine wasn't good enough. Psh, that's easy. All you need to do to solve everyone's body image issues forever is make our own version of the magazine featuring a 3-winged chupacabra on the cover, lean heavy into the warrior part, storm Monster Magazine, and hold the editor-in-chief captive until he promises to stop exclusively promoting one aesthetic as the pinnacle of Monster's sexiness. I mean, this would be nice for a local. This might get me my boldness back. Because this doesn't quite seem as bold. I'm gonna do this to get my boldness back. That's not so bold. Aww. Oh yes, good plan. I love being a warrior. I'll admit, it sounds like an attention-grabbing demonstration, if nothing else. Hot diggity dog. With that, you're off to storm the Monster Magazine headquarters, using the elements of surprise. Your second favorite element, right after nitrogen. I was just gonna make that joke. Your plan is to overpower Monster Magazine's security and march straight into the editor-in-chief's office, but unfortunately, you're just a bunch of high schoolers. And even a talented high school athlete like Scott is still a high schooler, and therefore no match for highly trained security detail of professional bodyguards. You get your asses totally handed to you. I don't feel like a warrior, and this is not justice. It sure isn't. Good job, Blue. You destroyed society, justice, and warriors, and lost 2 fun and 1 charm. I'm at negative charm. Damn it. Do I need charm? I never had a charm, so...
Let's go.
Alright, let's go to the gym. That day, an epic dodgeball match takes place. Everything seems lost, but you deliver an inspirational speech that fuels your team's spirit, leading to a spectacular comeback. You're clearly a natural-born leader. You gain +2 charm. Yay! Finally. Later, you hear an unmistakable growling that can only mean one thing. Intergalactic lines have broken through space to devour one of the smaller, weaker students. No, wait, it's just the wolf pack. I guess it could have meant 2 things. For the last time, is this a bromance or bro treason, broski? You're my teammates and my family, and I'm not trying to be a bad Scot, but this is the 3rd month in a row you've missed our full moon bro down. We've got together and practiced the wolf pyramid and then helped each other inject sheep steroids. We played flip cup with lamb's blood spiked with natty ice. That all sounds real nice, but I already had plans and I didn't want to let people down. Bro, you're a wolf. Are you with the wolf pack, or are you with those other monsters? Oh damn, you're one of those other monsters. You better do something. Let me teach you a new game. Extremely long distance fetch. Guys. On the inside, aren't we all wolves? I got my charm back and then I lost it. Are we though? Are we all wolves on the inside? Let's find out. A giant furry hand reaches out and grabs the nearest student, a squid boy, and rips his chest open. No wolf in there. Boy, I don't know, guys. That could have just been a fluke. Before you know it, the wolf pack is good-naturedly dismembering students left and right. You did not mean to start this, and worst of all, it seems like Scott is having more fun with them than he does with you. You lose 2 smarts and 1 charm. Oh well. Let's see if we could get some of that back.
Let's go.
Although I'm no step closer in figuring out who I actually want to go with the prom. Alright, let's go sit with these 2. Who's Tiger Man? The table you chose is quite crowded. Liam sits across from Miranda, who is flanked by 2 well-dressed servants. One of the servants cuts a slice of Salisbury steak and feeds it to the other. Seriously, Miranda? You have servants to chew your food for you? What? Of course not. That would be barbaric. The servant happily swallows the Salisbury steak. I have servants to eat for me. They're called eating serfs. Don't you have any? First of all, no, I don't eat food. Second of all, that totally defeats the purpose of eating. Are you worried about starving? Actually, that is an excellent question. Why would I be? My serfs get all the calories I need to stay fit and healthy. I don't think that's an answer. I have no objective reason to care about this, but suddenly it's all I care about. Someone convince Miranda to stop this madness. Maybe you should start this madness, Liam. Imagine all the food you could Instagram without having to eat any of it. But Miranda, look at the contented smile on that servant's face. You think he's eating for you, but secretly he's eating for himself. No, it can't be! Gordo, say it isn't true! But Gordo can't say anything, because his mouth is full of delicious Salisbury steak. Salisbury steak, which he is obviously eating entirely for his own benefit. Traitorous dog! Do you want me to starve to death? Is that your plan? I think he was just taking advantage of the fact that you don't understand how food works. Taking advantage of me? Scoundrel! Burpee, eat Gordo for me at once. The two serfs look at each other, then stuff as much food as they can into their mouths before fleeing the cafeteria. Alas, how will I ever get my recommended daily allowance of nutrients now? You could try eating myself, but how? You and Liam have a ton of fun laughing at Miranda as she learns how to eat food for apparently the first time in her life. So how was she getting sustenance before?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go to the bathroom. That day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you respect no authority. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn by skipping class and hanging out in the bathrooms. You give 0 shits, but you gain +2 boldness. Ooh. Vera's trying to teach you and Scott how to play craps when you hear an all too familiar howl. Okay, so basically I just realized, so if I go outdoors, that's plus to charm. Class is plus to smarts. Auditorium is plus to creativity. Alright. Gym is probably plus to fun. Vera's trying to teach you and Scott to play craps when you hear an all too familiar howl. Guys, the Wolfpack is here. It's my family and teammates, the Wolfpack. Yes, wonderful. I'm sure they're here to share their latest intellectual achievement. What up, my dogs? I haven't really chosen a voice for the Wolfpack. Hey guys, Vera was just... That's cool. So guess who's got a hot date lined up for this weekend? Oh, don't tell me, I've got this. Is it you? Bingo, broski. Turns out online dating is super easy. Yeah, the secret is just be hot, like me. Sure, or you can just use an actor's face and body instead of your own face and body on the dating website. That's what we did. Aren't you worried about the potential consequences of that? Like, what's going to happen when your date realizes you're not actually handsome McStrong pecs? How did you know which actor we chose? And what are we going to do? That's a very real problem that we haven't considered. Luckily, you're an expert at online dating and at lying. You share with them the perfect solution. Spend the entire date inside a cardboard refrigerator box covered in question marks because mystery is alluring. Just be yourself, but first tear off the actor's face and wear it so yourself will have the same face as the actor. Yeah, so creative. You guys, that's a great idea. No one will have any idea that you're not an actor, or even that you're 4 wolves, because he's actually the whole wolf pack. That does leverage the proven scientific principle of quantum hotness, first demonstrated by Schrodinger's sex kitten. You really think that will work? Of course, what could go wrong? Their confidence bolstered, the Wolfpack sets off to find a cardboard box and draw question marks all over it. You don't see them at school the next day, but you do find a relevant article in the newspaper. Famous actor inside mystery box proposes to well-known supermodel wearing garbage bag over entire body. Looks like true love really does exist. You gain +2 boldness, +1 creativity. Good. I got my boldness back. Now I gotta work on my charm stat. Which I believe was just... It was upped by going outdoors.
Hey, stranger.
No
refunds.
I don't know. What does a PR agent do for you?
Let's go.
There's the stranger from the alternate dimension. It's hard to tell who I would choose at this point, because they're all still as unlikable as they were before, but definitely not Scott, because he's a moron. Probably not Miranda, because... Or maybe she's finally learned how to eat, so maybe she's becoming a better person. Medusa seems a bit too high class. Polygeist is kind of very fitting with Scott. And I don't know anything about this person. Is that the shopkeeper? Is this just another excuse to go buy stuff? Actually, I haven't seen him yet, so let's go to this table. You find Damien and Vera hunched over a scale model of Spooky National Bank made of milk cartons, lunch trays, and ketchup packets. Alright, we'll go in through the side entrance, disable the alarms with the EMP, and blow the safe. Why don't we just blow up the side entrance, blow up the alarms, and blow up the safe? Because we only have so much C4, Damien. It sounds like a personal problem. What's this thing? Damien points at a kosher dill pickle in front of the vaults, labeled Police Ogre. That's the Police Ogre. He's got eyes all the way around his head, never sleeps, doesn't take bribes, and is invincible in combat. Can we blow him up? No, we can't blow him up. We need to find a way around him. Well, I'm out of ideas. Yo, Blue, we'll cut you in on the heist if you can solve this ogre problem for us. Luckily, you're a heist mastermind. Before Vera or Damien can react, you... eat the pickle. Quick as a flash, you snatch the pickle off the table and bite it in half. Yes, success! Suck it, ogre! That doesn't actually solve the... Look, Vera, now the path to the vault is clear. We can blow it open and walk out with the cash. But the ogre is still there. The map doesn't lie, Vera. I see no ogre. Fine, why don't you two just rob the bank then? I'll focus on my illegal drug trade. You're happy to share a romantic heist with Damien. Together you eat the actual ogre just like you ate the pickle. And everyone knows police ogres are the ultimate aphrodisiac. Okay. Just a good old... I don't want to buy stuff, so I can't go to the auditorium. Let's go outdoors. That day during recess, you start a half-hour rave that goes full crazy. You're casually chatting with Juan, the small magical Latino cat. You start telling him that hilarious story of what happened last summer at Monster Camp. You know the one involving the beehive, the blow-up doll of the president, the penguin mask, and the mystery of the Goblin King. Slowly, lots of people start joining you to hear the story. By the time you say where the Goblin King was, 100 people or so burst into hysterical laughter. You turn on a mobile app that captures all the laughter and it turns into +2 fun. There you are, swiping through potential monster match dates when you spot Scott pacing and muttering to himself in distress. You can't bear to see someone so adorable in so much pain, so you might as well try to ease it however you can. Oh, hi there, Blue. Do you think I'm adorable? Yes, in fact, you were literally just thinking that. Anyway, the other day I was out in the forest trying to find a quiet place and large branch to do some pull-ups before the big sports game, when suddenly I was... By the way, that's what a high schooler would refer to their upcoming game. It's not an upcoming football game, it's not an upcoming basketball game. It's the big sports game coming up. When suddenly I was approached by all these talking forest animals. They were pretty big for forest animals. I'd never seen animals that can talk like that. I mean, other than us werewolves, if you're counting us as animals. And they were just so fuzzy and adorable. But they said they were impressed by my pull-ups and my muscles, and that I was even more adorable. So the nice little forest animals with giant heads made me their king, which was really, really flattering. I just don't know anything about ruling. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to be a king. Poor Scott. It's up to you to help him rally. Scott, a king is a strong ruler. Physically strong. If you can do 100 push-ups, you can be a good king for sure. True royalty has to be inside you all along. Why else would your eyes be royal blue? Yes, boldness. Strong, but I'm strong. When I heard strong leader before, I didn't know it meant actual normal strong, like Scott strong. I can do 100 push-ups. I can do 200 push-ups. That's double the amount, right? Does that mean I can be a double king? What could that even mean? Does that mean I get super king powers like flying and mind control? You're not sure what the logical foundation for that guess was. You don't have to tell me that, narrator. I am not sure. Or even better, I might get a tiny crown on top of my regular-sized crown. What a luxury. Now that logic does have some foundation in checkers. Because if you're a double king, you're just two kings stacked up on each other. Blessed be the day you come to understand Scott's train of thought. Well, daydreaming about my king powers and tiny crowns before doing the 200 push-ups is a bit arrogant of me. I can always ask the furries later. Furries is what I've decided to call those giant furry talking forest animals for short. Oh no, wait a minute. Thanks for helping me get my confidence back, Blue. You should come meet my furry friends sometimes. Well, you've always wanted to hang out with Scott. Not too sure about the circumstances, but it's better than not hanging out at all. You gain +2 fun and +1 charm. Yes, that's okay. Only 3 event days left. I've had the most success at the auditorium. I guess I've decided that Blue wants to be an actress. So, that day while rehearsing for the class play, you totally forgot your lines. It's terrible, but you didn't let that get you down. You started improvising all your lines, and it's marvelous. Somehow it enhances the path of the play in unexpected ways. And that's saying something, since half of your improvisation is a rap battle against your inner fears. You gain +2 creativity. You're practicing your very best Monster Mash when you hear the sounds of an argument, which is so strange in these sacred, hallowed halls of education. Joke, Jill JK, you can imagine. Blue, they made me their king, and they deserve the bestest, most wonderful king there ever was. And I'm gonna work as hard as I can to be that king, no matter what it takes. Scott. You realize they're not cute little baby animals in need of a king, right? They're furries. I know they're furry, Vera. I'm the one who told you that. Also, she's got like this World of Warcraft costume going on. It's pretty cool, gotta say. No, Scott. They're furries. It's a kink. Yes, Vera. There are many kinks in my plan. That's why I need to work them out to be the best ruler. Forget it. Excuse me, did you say you need help being a good ruler? I know all about that. Being a king is easy, as Daddy always says. Only live peasants can stage a rebellion. Oh, Miranda, I'm not really sure. Fear is your most important weapon. Your second most important weapon is actual weapons. Torture soup spoons, razor teacups, a knife on fire, you know, the usual. I don't know, Miranda, I appreciate the advice, but I don't think that's the kind of king I want to be. Nonsense. I'll go get you the butter knife shuriken right now. It just seems so unnecessary. There must be a better, kinder way to rule, right, Blue? I want to have a happy time under Scott. I want them to have a happy time under Scott the First. They've been so nice to me. They've written me beautiful songs, which are about my adventures, but most of them are the sort of things I definitely have not done. And they've made amazing drawings of me, which are very generous in their proportions. I just think they deserve the best leader. Let's see, normal rulers make their subjects pay taxes, but what if you pay taxes to them? Flag time. You can't rule a kingdom with no flag. Without a flag, it would be just a bunch of flagless people. See, I don't want Scott to just lose all of his money, and he would lose all of his money. Whereas this kind of unites people. You're 120% right. Flags are the best. Let's combine our art powers to create the very best flag ever. You get into an intense art frenzy, which is kind of hot and intimate. Somehow the two of you end up shirtless and sweaty while painting and doodling. Okay. After 3 hours of passionate art activity, you put your clothes on again because of decency, but mainly because we don't have a shirtless model for Scott, and admire your work. Whoa, this is genius! No, it's actually a not so bad drawing of Scott shirtless and the words, Scott rules. But sure, why not? You know how to take a compliment. Scott leaves all excited, ready to execute your plan. As your elders always say, any problem can be solved by drawing shirtless people. Later, you stumble upon Scott again. He seems quite excited. There you are, Blue. Your plan was a success. My beloved furries seem to love a flag that's basically just me shirtless. They declared it a national day that should be celebrated yearly by drawing me shirtless. Which is kind of silly, since they do that pretty much every day anyway. But the important thing is that now I'm the best ruler ever, and it's thanks to you. I would love for you to visit my kingdom someday. We might even celebrate Shirtless Scott Day together. Wink. You're pretty sure Shirtless Scott Day will totally become your all-time favorite festivity. You gain +2 charm, excellent, and +1 creativity. It's never too late to get that charm back.
Let's go.
I've hung out with everybody except her. You find the Slayer sitting alone at the table. Is she even a student or what? Wait, you're choosing to sit with me? For some reason, no one ever intentionally sits next to me. I usually have to ambush them and threaten to kill them. I wonder why. It's some mystery. Anyway, I'm really happy. I'm flattered that actually, wouldn't give a shit about you under normal circumstances, but today I'm on a quest. Yeah, that's right, I'm not emotionally vulnerable, I'm just on a quest to slay the werewolf of Wall Street. And I need a monster sidekick. You're going to help me, obviously. I just need to know what your class is. Are you a fighter, a mage, a cleric? Out with it! Oh, you're something much better. You're a party smith? Or a gun haver? A party smith or a gun haver? See, a gun haver would be useful because you would have guns. But a party smith could create parties. And I've already created a few raves. And that seems to have a much bigger effect than having of guns. So I think I'm going to be a party smith. A party smith? How's being able to craft a wicked party from nothing going to help me slay the werewolf of Wall Street? Oh well, I already committed to bring you along. I suppose you can be my scrappy comic relief. Clearly the Slayer is uninitiated in the mysteries of the party smith. You set out to prove her wrong. By organizing a party so baller that only a fool would miss it, you managed to lure the werewolf of Wall Street out in the open. But what he doesn't know is that the guest list for your party included basically just a fuck ton of knives and wolfsbane. The wolf dies how he lived, high as balls on cocaine. Alright, well that was probably a fluke, but I'll hit you up if we do a sequel or a spin-off. And let me know if you want to sit with me at lunch again. You probably won't, but who knows? The world is a crazy place. For your top-notch party smith, you gain... For your top-notch party smithing, you gain +4 fun. And I believe this is the last day before the prom. So one last chance to make romance. Let's go to the auditorium again. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you can't help but feel that you're not as good as the role requires you to be. There doesn't seem to be any ordinary way of getting yourself there, but there might be an extraordinary way. You summon the devil, one of many, and make a deal to enhance your creativity just a bit. You gain +2 creativity, you also lose 3 years of your life as your end of the deal, but who cares? They weren't happening in-game anyway. This is true. After that, it's time for the most important part of school, visiting Scott's kingdom of furry animals, as promised. When you get to the forest, you find that most of the trees have been decorated with beautiful, intricately drawn pictures of an even more muscular than life Scott, having various kinds of sex with various different giant furry animals. Blue, my royal advisor, here to royal advise me, while I sit on my Scott throne and rule over my Scott friends. Aren't these sweet little furry forest creatures devoted to me? It makes my tail wag with joy. It is at that point that one of the sweet little furry forest creatures' giant head falls off, revealing a very startled-looking mummy. Yep, Vera called it. A bunch of kinky furry people doing furry stuff in the woods. Oh no, what just happened? Is he hurt? Is my little panda friend hurt, or was my panda friend never a panda friend at all? Oh, no. Scott will be losing his pure joy and innocence over some furry's shitty costuming skills. Not on your watch. Not today. You think quickly. You know how deer shed their antlers and they grow back? Talking furry forest creatures shed their heads. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Everything in nature changes with the season. Leaves change color in the fall. Bears hibernate in the winter. I bring my failing grades up in spring so I don't get kicked off the sports team. And I guess Tuesdays is when giant talking furry forest creatures' heads fall off to reveal someone who looks just like a regular person. For a moment there, I was really concerned that I hadn't understood what was going on this whole time. I mean, now you have lots of biology books to forge, so this seems more plausible, but it definitely isn't the craziest plan you've ever had. Now here's the thing, why would you need to forge any biology books? It's not like Scott is going to read them. But now I see that my furry forest friends were on the level the whole time. I love my furries! Thank you for being such a good royal advisor, Blue. I feel royally advised. And you feel royally appreciated by the handsomest, unwitting king of fetishists you know. You gain +2 charm and +1 boldness. Alright, I gained back some of that charm and boldness I lost. The monster prom draws near. Who will you ask to prom? None of them! Which is an amazing choice. I actually like this choice a lot. Because Liam's kind of a douche. Miranda's kind of a stuck-up. Vera's a bit on the stuck-up side. Scott's an idiot. Polly is a party-holic. And Damien's insane. But judging by my fun and my creativity, I think Polly is the one I will ask to prom.
Hey, Boo. Let's go.
You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you. Wah, not a chance in the world, darling. You're boredom on a stick. You'd bore me to death. And then what would I be? A metaghost? Pass.
Tried.
You couldn't get a date for a monster prom. Actually, you couldn't get a date for the rest of your life. Some nights, alone in your bed, you wish sadness was an STD, because at least then you wouldn't be getting so much of it. Oh. Oh well. Maybe next time. Maybe next time I will succeed in going to Monster Prom. Those 6 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendship, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened, and it was wonderful. In the end, the wolf pack understood that Scott could keep being a werewolf and still befriend other monsters. Just kidding, they remained douchebags till the end. But who cares? Polly's drug cooking skills proved useful, and she became a chemist for the pharmaceutical industry. But in her free time, she still cooks the real shit. Her greatest inventions so far are watermelon-flavored ecstasy and a thing called LS Dope. Miranda got a job being a princess of her kingdom, which was actually kind of her job already. Well, you don't see her complaining about it. For those 6 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone just like that, almost as if I didn't actually go to it. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended there, but there were plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Alright. That was pretty fun, and I can kind of see where you could get a lot of replayability in this. Because of all the different random events that could pop up and the combinations of people you could hang out with. But yeah, no, that was it was well written, it was a lot of fun. The only thing that I might say is that it feels there's a little bit of trial and error involved, or maybe I'm not just like it feels there's a little bit of trial and error involved, but also consider that this is less of a dating game and more of a party game, because it is a multiplayer game. And if like you had 4 people playing this game and everybody was going on their own terms, their own turns, should I say, like the different players could essentially be competing for their prom dates. And based on the activities that they do, the events that they see, would create different results. So that would probably be on the fun side too. But for now, I suppose that's a wrap on Monster Prom. So long, and to other adventures. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next? Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.